Okay, we're ready for lesson 12.9, and the essential question we're going to ask ourselves for this lesson is, how can you use the strategy draw a diagram to solve elapsed time problems? How can you use the strategy draw a diagram to solve elapsed time problems? So that's elapsed time, how much time it took to do something. Okay, so we're going to unlock this first problem. It says that Dora and her brother Kyle spent 1 hour and 35 minutes doing yard work. Then they stopped for lunch at 1:20 p.m. At what time did they start doing yard work? Use the graphic organizer to help you solve the problem. So, just like other word problems, it's a good idea to organize your thoughts. So when you read the problem, you have to ask yourself, what information do I need to find? I need to find the time that Dora and Kyle, um, I need to find the time that Dora and Kyle started doing, I'm running out of space, work. Okay, so that's what we need to find. The time that Dora and Kyle started their work. What information do I need to use? I need to use the elapsed time, the time that passed, and the time that they stopped, and they stopped for lunch, right? So stopped for lunch. Okay. How will I use the information? I can draw a number line to help me count backward and find the start time. After all, that's what we're trying to figure out, is when they started doing the work. All right, so here's that timeline. Here's my timeline, and the ending of the timeline shows the time 1:20. That's when they stop for lunch. All right, so I draw a timeline that shows the end time 1:20 p.m. Next, I count backward 1 hour. All right, then 5 minutes at a time until I have 35 minutes. So that will show the elapsed time of 1 hour, 35 minutes. All right. So if we go backwards 1 hour from 1:20, that'll take us to 12:20. Then we go back 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes, and that will get us to 11:45 a.m. a.m. So even though it's a bigger number, 11:45 than 1:20, it's in the morning instead of in the afternoon. So from it is an earlier time. So Dora and her brother Kyle started doing work at 11:45. Okay, so that timeline helped me visualize things a lot. Now it's asking, what if Dora and Kyle spent 50 minutes doing yard work? So not an hour and 35 minutes, but 50 minutes. And they stopped for lunch at 12:30 p.m. What time would they have started doing yard work? Okay, so we can do kind of the same thing. I can make my own number line. I'm going to have it end, but I'm going to have it end at 12:30 this time. That's my end time. And I'm going to go back 50 minutes. That's not an hour, so it's not going to get me to 12:30. So I guess I would go back, I could go back 5 minutes at a time, 50 minutes. You know what? I think I can do this mentally though. So this is almost an hour, 50 minutes. If Kyle and Dora had worked 10 more minutes, that would be a whole hour, right? So maybe if I took an hour away from 12:30, that got me to 11:30, and then I put that 20 minutes back in, or I'm sorry, 10 minutes back in, because 50 is just 10 less than 60 minutes. I put that 10 minutes back in, that would get me to 11:40. So I can do it mentally that way. I can also think of it this way. Well, I can go back from 12:30, 30 minutes, which would get me exactly at 12 o'clock noon. And if I have 12 o'clock, if this is from here to here is 30 minutes, then so that's 30 of the 50 minutes. And 50 minus 30 leaves me with 10 more minutes. So if I go backwards on the clock, 10 minutes from 12 o'clock would give me 11. I'm sorry. If I go back 30 minutes, that leaves me with 20 minutes that I have to take away from 12 o'clock. So if I have a clock that shows 12 o'clock exactly, then the minute hand would have gone back 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. So I get the same answer, 11:40. So 11:40 a.m. It's still in the morning, almost noon, but it's still in the morning. So, so mental math helped me more than drawing a number line. I hope it helped you. I hope it made sense. I think it will make sense for you. If it doesn't, replay it, see if it does. See if you can have it make sense. If not, make your number line yourself and draw all the numbers for the elapsed time. But I don't think we really need it. I think we can do this with mental math. All right, see you in the next recording, part 2 coming up.